family. Well, I've been talking to all of you guys about juicing, and so I just want to share with you what a day of juicing looks like for me. I've already actually cleaned all my vegetables and got them ready to go. I've got some celery here, and celery is a great way to lower your cholesterol as well as your blood pressure. It's really good for that. Tomatoes are really good for your skin and for your eyes and for your bones. And how about those beautiful beets? The beets are really good with vitamin B6 and they're great with dietary fiber and they help with blood pressure. And I got some beet greens here as well. Over here, I've got some ginger, and the ginger is really, really good when it comes to anti-inflammatory. It's good for a cough if you got a stomach ache. When Jen and I were in Hawaii, they made tummy tea and we found out that the base of it was ginger. Here we have some natural turmeric. Turmeric is good for pain. It's good for the immune system as well. Over here we got some cucumbers, and oh my gosh, I love cucumber water. The cucumbers are really good when you are trying to stretch your juices. You can add cucumber water to it. Cucumber water is great for blood pressure. It's good for heart disease and that kind of stuff. I got some good old carrots, some organic carrots in here as well. And the carrots are good with vitamin A, minerals, and fibers, and great antioxidants as well. And over here, I've got my peppers. I've got some red, I've got some orange. Underneath, I've got some green peppers as well. And the bell peppers are really good for your liver. They improve your immune system as well, and they're great for creating healthy eyes. I've got some green onions over there. I love the flavor of my vegetable juice with green onions, and green onions are great for reducing inflammation as well as if you have a sore throat. If you juice that, mix it up into your tea, it will help you with your sore throat. I also have some apples over there. Apples, again, is another antioxidant. Apples are good with vitamins and minerals, are good for blood pressure. Just a lot of good, and diabetes is another thing with apples is really good to help reduce that as well. And of course, my oranges. My oranges are good with vitamin C and helps with cancer, and it helps with respiratory health, and it's also great for deterrent of the coronavirus. And so we have our daily dose of fresh vitamin C here in our home. I've got some lemons and limes over here. These guys over here are amazing. Limes are good for heart and digestion, and lemons are great for digestion as well, and vitamin C, and also good to freshen your breath. So this is what we're working with today, and I'm really excited to share what we're going to be doing. Oh, I also have a jalapeno in here. Jalapenos are great for cleaning your digestion tract, opening up the nasal cavities, and that's also good if you wanted to mix something for a cold. We'll take some jalapeno, some onion, and a little bit of lemon, and a little bit of honey, and that will help you with your cold. So I'll be back in just a little bit as I continue to juice. So here I got my handy dandy juice extractor. Which is much different than a bullet. Some of you have asked, well, can't I just use a bullet? Yes, you can use a bullet. A bullet basically breaks down the fibers of the fruit, but it doesn't extract the juice. It doesn't separate the fiber, the juice from the fiber. And so with this extractor, it does that. And this is not an expensive one. I think I paid maybe $70 for it on Amazon. Anyway, it gets a little noisy, and so I will step away for a little bit, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to juice up some beets and beet greens. Jen really loves to have beet juice mixed with ginger as like a ginger shot in the mornings. It helps to get her intestines going. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started. because it's so noisy, I'm gonna go ahead and juice this up, and then I'll be back in just a little bit. So here's a shot of some of the beets that I've already juiced up. And so what I do is, after I juice it, because it's pretty fibrous, is I pour it into a screener and then I strain it. So that way you don't have all that extra stuff in your juice. So that's one of the parts of the process. So I'm gonna go ahead and juice this up and I'll be back. So now you see with all this beet makes a big mess. But you can see, well, after all that, how much juice I have. And then you can see this right here. This is what you don't want in your juice. So I'm going to go ahead and finish straining this, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this in a mason jar, and I'll be right back. I wanted to share with you guys how you take this thing apart, because this is the part that probably deters most people. So I always have a bag here next to my juicer, and you get ready for stuff to fall out all over the place, because remember, you are extracting the juice from the vegetables. So you can see all this stuff. And so in between my vegetables, what I do is I clean it out, take this stuff over to the sink, get it all cleaned out. And then this stuff right here, you can use for composting. You can use it to make breads, like if you have your carrots, you know, you can use that fiber. Rich color. Look at all that beautiful color that's there. So anyway, I'm going to go rinse this off, and then I will be back. Okay, family, so now I'm getting ready to juice up some ginger here. You see I've cut it up into slices so it can go into the juicer. So it's going to be a little noisy, but here we go. So you see the ginger is a pretty fibrous veggie there. And so you see I put a lot of ginger in here, and then you see how much juice came out of that? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So this is what you make your ginger shots out of. You put this in a mason jar, then you mix some orange juice in with it, you mix some carrot juice in with it, and guess what you have? A $5 Jamba Juice shot, okay? So I'll be back in just a little bit. We'll continue. I do the same thing for the ginger shots as I do with everything. I strain it off in here, and then you can see if there's any residue that's left over, and then you're gonna get rid of that, okay? There you got pure, good, wholesome ginger. Great for inflammation. Now it's time for turmeric, and turmeric is great for pain and inflammation as well. So we're gonna go ahead and juice up some turmeric. It takes a lot of turmeric to make enough for shots. All right. This is what I call liquid gold. I'm going to go grab some more, and I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to make carrot juice. And carrot juice is my foundation to my vegetable juice as well. So what I usually do is I make the carrot juice first, and then I add all the vegetables to it. That way I can control. Sometimes I just want to do cucumber water, which I will do today as well. But I will be adding the green onions and the peppers, as well as the tomatoes and celery to my vegetable juice, and jalapeno. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the carrots. So I'm gonna go ahead and juice these up and I'll be right back. Okay, family, just finished juicing up the carrots and you see how much carrot juice I have in here. This is gonna be my foundation for my vegetable juice. So more to come. All right. Just want to show you, I'm getting ready to clean it out in between the carrots and you see all this fiber that I have here. This would be great for some bread, if I was juicing zucchinis, stuff like that. So again, it's also great for composting. So here you go. Look at all that beautiful rich color. Anyway, I'm gonna put this in my compost and then it's gonna go in my garden. How about that? That will be the next place for all these rich nutrients. So I'm gonna grab the celery and I'll be right back. Okay, family, now I'm getting ready to juice up what I call my easy vegetables. That's like my tomatoes and peppers and celery and green onion, you know, and jalapeno. Because after you have actually juiced your turmeric and your ginger and your beets and your carrots, those are the hard guys. Those are the hard guys. So here it's pretty easy. So good. It is messy. So I'm going to go ahead and juice this up and I'll be right back. Go ahead and get the rest of this celery. This guy there. Celery is really good to use when you mix with apple. Great for high blood pressure. Alright, let me concentrate on this. Jalapeno pepper. Yum. Give it great spice and kick to you. Love it. All these peppers. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to go cut up my apple and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm juicing up these beautiful apples. Apples are a great way to sweeten your vegetable juice, or you can sweeten it with dates as well. So that's an easy way, or you can add some maple sugar if you need it. Okay? So that's it for my sweetener. Fresh, unfiltered apple juice. As you can see right here, this is the leftover residue from the apples. And I'm straining it, and I usually strain it until it gets pretty dry. And you can see how fibrous that is. So if you put an apple in a bullet, this is the stuff that's left over. And that's the stuff that you don't always want in your juice. So just sharing. Okay, now I'm going to make the cucumber water. Cucumber water is good to drink by itself. You can mix it with juices. It's great for hydration. It's great for as a diuretic if you want to lose weight, as a nice hydrator to give you moisture in the body. And so I'm going to go ahead and get those guys going. As you see, it makes a lot of water. That's 3. I understand why people don't juice. I really do, because it is a messy process. But let me tell you, look at this. Look at this. This is fresh celery juice. I mean, I could take this stuff right here and put it in some dressing or put it in a soup or... So anyway, I'm going to continue juicing and I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, family, I'm finished with my juicing. So it's about, let me see, 2 hours later. Yes, but I have all this juice that'll last me about 4 or 5 days. So here I have some turmeric in here that I can make turmeric shots with. Look at all this rich ginger. This is like gold. Amazing. Then we have some cucumber water here, which is amazing, dehydrating and refreshing. We have pure beet juice. That is good for blood pressure and your heart and your kidney. And then we have the secret weapon here is my vegetable juice. And in the vegetable juice, we've got a little bit of everything. We got some turmeric, we got some ginger, we got some cucumber, we got some beets, we got some celery, we got some apples to sweeten it, we got some jalapeno peppers up in here, we got some tomatoes. And so, you know, I just don't want you guys to be discouraged, because trust me, juicing is the way to life. And once your body starts getting fresh juice, you don't want anything else. And so I'm going to actually go and do the citrus a little bit, and then I will come back and share those juices as well. So I'm going to be juicing oranges and lemons and limes, and I'm going to show you what I do with the lemons and the limes and how I freeze them, and I can use them later. All right, see you in a bit. Hey family, we're back. I'm getting ready to do the citrus juicing part of this video. And so I'm going to do my oranges, my lemons, and my limes. And so you notice the difference. I have a citrus juicer. It does grapefruit as well. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut up my oranges and get ready for the first round. Okay, now I've got all my oranges sliced up here. I've got my beautiful Valencia oranges. And then I have this orange here. It's a cousin to a blood orange, and I'm not sure of the name of it, but it has more of a grapefruit look to it. So anyway, this is what I'm going to juice up, and let's get started. So with my juicing cup, I always want to make sure that I have a mason jar close by so that I can go ahead and pour my juice right into that jar. So let me get some of those jars and we can start this process. It's a beautiful process, I tell you. There's nothing like having fresh orange juice. So let's go ahead and get this going. It's a very simple process. And I have my compost bag from this little bit ago when I did my vegetable juicing. And so I'm going to go ahead and put that a little off screen here. So I'll just go ahead and put that in my compost bag. These oranges are really, really juicy. I heard today that citrus, like vitamin C from citrus, is really good against coronavirus. And so there's nothing, I'm telling you, once you begin to do your fresh juicing, you're gonna you don't want anything else. And now I understand why when I go and get a fresh glass of juice, it costs me $5. Because it takes a whole lot of juicing of oranges to get a full glass of orange juice. So I'm going to go ahead and juice these up, and I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, family, I just finished juicing. Let's see. I guess it was about 8 pounds of orange juice. And this is what I got from my 8 pounds. So that's a nice little amount there. I think this is 4 cups. Yeah. But look, I tell you, you can't beat that pulp. Look at that pulp. That's like real. I wish you could smell it. All right. I'm going to pour this in a mason jar and I'll be back. Okay. So now it's time for me to go ahead and start with lemons. And I got 1 single lime, but I already have some limes in the fridge. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to juice them first, then I'll show you what I do, and then I'll show you what I have. All right, I'll be back. Family, I'm back. So now I'm going to juice up these lemons, and you see in the background I have my orange juice all ready to go. And this orange juice is so concentrated, believe me, you'd want to dilute it almost like 50-50. What we do around here is we treat it like liquid gold, and we drink it in a little shot glass with either a little swig of ginger or a swig of turmeric, and it is golden. And remember, I told you earlier, $5 at Jamba Juice. So let's go ahead and get these lemons juiced up. You know, these lemons are a little small. I usually get lemons from my friend's garden, but all this stuff with the coronavirus, I can't hang out. But I have a lot of friends that have lemon trees, and so I'm so appreciative of fresh lemons right now. I went to the store, and of course, this is all they had. They had these little bitty lemons, but I am grateful to be able to make this precious, precious, divine golden ray of sunshine that I call lemon. You know, if you've ever done the Master Cleanse, which is a nice detox cleanser, this is the base of the Master Cleanse. You have lemons or limes. You're going to add some cayenne pepper to taste. And you're going to add some maple syrup. And whether you know it or not, maple syrup has all the minerals and vitamins that you need for your daily allotment. So you could actually fast on that amazing concoction. You can look it up on the internet. It's called the Master Cleanse. So, but these little guys are pretty juicy to be so little. I did roll them around a little bit when after I washed them. You know, kind of rolled them a little bit to kind of get the juices going. So yeah, this is sweet. So yeah, and because they're so small, I can't really use this guy right here because it cuts actually a hole in them. So I just do it by hand. I like to do it this way. Make sure I get all the juice out of it. You know, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish juicing these up, and I will be back. Okay, family, this is the last little bit of my juicing. So I juiced a whole bag of lemons, the little lemons, just to get this much stuff. But this is what I do with them, because you guys have been asking me, you know, this is how I keep my lemons and my limes. And I pour them into a container like this. And then what I do is I freeze them, and then I have wonderful lemon, and I do it for limes too. So I'll show you what I have. Here's my limes. I double bag them. So if I need some fresh lime juice, as you can see, I keep them in a Ziploc bag, and boop, I got lime juice. Right? If I want fresh lemons, I got the same thing going on here. I did some yesterday. Fresh lemon. Drop that in a cup, let it thaw out at room temperature, or you can pop it in the microwave, or you can put it in sauces or juices or anything like that. I even have some small ones. See these little guys right here? I use these like for tea or my Master Cleanse, the detox. So that's what I do with my lemons and limes. So freeze them, don't let them go bad, and they will last up to 6 months. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed all my juicing and my sharing today. It's been a pleasure sharing what I do. So I will bring more stuff to you guys. I'll show you how to make almond milk, oat milk, show you how to make peanut butter and hummus, and buffalo cauliflower, and whatever else I can come up with. All right. Love you guys much, and happy juicing.